Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Buzz on Veterans. Today I have another influential executive in Northeast Florida, Aaron Duez from Homebridge Financial Services.
Awesome.
Thanks for being here on The Buzz on Veterans.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be here.
Well, I want to stop this segment right now and thank you for your service, Marine Corps. I always ask the guest, my Marine guest, is it okay for me to say Semper Fi if I'm an Army veteran?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome.
We're all brothers in arms at the end of the day.
Hua, hua.
Hoorah.
So the question that I have is I was at your Lunch and Learn. Phenomenal opportunity to learn about how to utilize the VA loan. And you provided us some statistics, a statistic that showed that over 80% of veterans are using the VA loan after the service. My question for you is, why is that? Is it because we're not properly briefed? I know that to be the case in the Army. What do you think it is that we're not utilizing this necessary benefit?
I think there's a couple reasons. One main reason is that people think they can only use it one time. Well, that's not true. You can use it over and over and over again, because every time you sell your loan, you sell your home, you're able to get a new one, and you're able to use that VA loan over and over. You could use it 100 times. You sell 100 homes, you could use it 100 times. You can also use it more than on just one home. A lot of people transfer in, so therefore they have a home back in Cherry Point, North Carolina. They transfer to Jacksonville. They don't have the down payment money. Here at Homebridge, we're also able to offset that debt with a rental, even though you haven't had it for more than a year on your tax return as a rental. We're able to do it with a lease agreement, showing that you received a binder or a deposit, and now you can use your VA loan a second time on a second home. So there's an allotment that you're given, an overall allotment. So people don't really understand that they can do that.
Interesting and phenomenal enough that from the Marine Corps to mortgages and things of that nature, your transition was a great transition. Do you have any tips for veterans looking to make that transition? I mean, the Marine Corps to the financial industry, was that a difficult transition, or do you have any tips for vets?
It really wasn't a transition for me, because I was always kind of in the marketing and finance background even before I went into the Marine Corps. So it's really just finding those strengths that you had even before you went in and using that military background service that you have, and you're disciplined. People are looking for that today. They want loyalty. They want responsibility, and they want somebody that has drive. Well, if you were in the military, you definitely have those things, and you know how to make your rack too. Absolutely.
And do you have any tips for veterans that are watching this right now saying, wow, I finally met somebody, on the TV, basically, that understands what we're going through, and you serve, so you know what it means to serve. Any tips with how to use the VA loan? I think it's a certificate of eligibility, and any tips that you have for vets?
There's a certificate of eligibility that you can go online, and you can actually get it offline within 24 hours, unless you're retired, and then they may have to go back in the archives, and it may take a little bit longer. But as long as you have your DD-214 or your statement of service, it's really easy to get offline for the most part. People going and getting those only helps the process move a little quicker, because if you already have a VA loan, it's going to have information on there for us. So we're able to say, okay, well, you had a loan for $200,000. How much do I have eligible still that I can use? All that information is on there. Also, if you're disabled, all that information is on there. State of service that you were in there, your dates of service. Everything is going to be on there that a mortgage person would need in order to qualify you.
Interesting. And, I'm very new to the VA loan process. Luckily, my wife is a licensed realtor who briefed me adequately from going to your lunch.
Who's an awesome realtor, by the way.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm sure she appreciates that as well. One thing I didn't know was that you could utilize it for a 4-unit property. So a lot of us know you can go buy a house. What are some other things you can do with the VA loan that veterans may not know?
Well, a lot of things that veterans don't know is that you can use it for a condo, as long as the condo is approved VA, so there's a process to that. You can use it for a single family or up to a 4-unit property. So a lot of people want to get out and they want to retire. They buy a 4-plex. They're going to own one of them. They're going to rent out the other 3. Well, we're going to take the rental for the other 3 and offset that debt of that payment. So now you're building equity really quick, and you're building a financial background that's going to sustain you while you're receiving your retirement or whatever your other income may be. A big one that people don't understand is that I can use it for a jumbo loan. They think I can only use it for $424,100, which is your conforming loan limit. VA is going to guarantee a certain amount over that conforming loan limit in order to be able to give you more money, so you have a little bit of a down payment, but not much. If you're disabled, even 5%, you do not have a funding fee. So that's one thing that's just taken right off the table. Your funding fee is rolled into your loan anyway, which makes it simple, so you don't have mortgage insurance like you do on all these other loans unless you put 20% down. But in this case, not having that funding fee because you have a disability, that's really a benefit.
Aaron, it might be time to write a book because
It might be.
you're going into it, and it's a lot of complexities with it, and you just broke it down extremely well for us. Lastly, how can our audience get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me simply by going to Homebridge or calling my cell phone at 904-716-7650, or my website is Duez, which looks like Duez.com, takes you right to my website. But real quick, one of the biggest things that really I feel sets myself apart, you know, mortgage people do loans, and we all do them well. We all do all kinds of loans. I like to focus on VA because it's my brothers and sisters in arms that have done our service and done our country a great service. But there's one organization out there that I feel honored to be a part of, and that's K9 for Warriors. So for every loan, VA loan that I close, I donate $1,000 to K9 for Warriors. Now that comes directly out of my pocket. You know, that's not the lender giving a lender credit. We're going to do those for our vets anyway. Everybody does that. But what are we doing different? How are we being separated from the rest of the pack? It's giving back. We're blessed to be in the industry we're in and giving back to those veterans that I know how they serve our country and has given so much their families have. We're losing 22 vets a day to suicide, retired or people that are just now coming back from overseas. So that's a local organization that you see your money going directly to resolve that problem every day. It's a great organization. Just look it up online.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
For another segment of the Buzz on Veterans, make sure you go see Aaron at Homebridge, and make sure you tell him Jeff Shuford and the vets here at the Buzz on Veterans sent you. For another successful segment, this is Jeff Shuford with the Buzz on Veterans. We look forward to seeing you in the next segment.